Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. It's Dominate Bricks here with the Mandolorian N-1 Starfighter. This build is taken using pieces from the set and a combination of my own mock building, but I kept some parts from the set just because of how good they were. Some things with the set though had a lot of problems, but I fixed everything I needed to. One thing about the original set, I didn't like that it was really long and big and it's just oversized for what it should be. The Mando Starfighter isn't like this gigantic build, but that's how it turned out in the set and I didn't really agree with that. The rest of what I did with this mock is I just accounted for stuff like the lack of detail and the missing shaping and design flaws that the set had, and I just kind of built the whole midsection over. I edited the back and the tail, the canopy where Grogu sits, and the two engines I left the same, are the only parts that are really the same from the set. I took a bunch of my pieces and I made a nice clean short build, and I'm really happy with the way it came out. Here's a look at the ship from the side view and the front. Now here's a look at the bottom. You can see the underside of the wings is the same as the set, but I made it shorter. I kept the same style of third engine in the center, and I also used some of the same pieces, like the gray curve slant pieces right there. I put a huge amount of detail into the whole midsection in the front, from every single little vent and the details with the yellow paints. And then I also completely redid the whole front angle section where it's attached to the body of the ship. I used the same style of blasters, but changed the front of them. I also put them in between the slopes instead of outside of it on the flat wing. A lot of it is just what it ended up being as I worked on the mock and build. Some of it's the same, but I added a couple extra rods in there to fill some empty space, and also these parts on the side. And then the center of it, I kept the same printed piece and binocular piece for the carburetor hood scoop thing, part of the engine. And then I just anchored it down so it doesn't move. I took out the function with the spring-loaded shooter because it wasn't really necessary. Kind of annoying. Coming back here, you can get to the cockpit. I used the same dome and canopy from the set, but if you open them up, you can see that I redid a little bit of work in there, and it's a little bigger now and you can fit Mando in a little more comfortably. Moving on back, there's the dome canopy for Grogu, and then I really like how it looks. I used two rim pieces for like a car, and they're silver, and I put them together opposite, and I'll actually take this out and show you guys. I built it all sideways, and then I used a Lego jumper piece to put it in where it needs to be, so it completely fits and shapes around the dome. And then moving back, I kind of just fixed all the problems with awkward transitions and weird shaping, and it just looks a lot smoother. I fixed the really long, overdone skeleton frame of the ship part with just these black pieces to shorten it, and then I used cones instead of that one weird triangle piece into like a little blade piece behind. Moving to the bottom, I kind of took the same slope pieces and I just shoved them closer together so it was the correct proportions. I kept the same little third engine bit behind there, and it's just sitting there now like that. But probably the most important and key change that I made was with the little side wing skirts of that, the side skirts kinda, how I angled them down from the cockpit and main body of the ship. So that way, looking straight on, they're angled down and you can see them from the bottom. Well, here's the last look at this piece. I like how I got the tile off the wings. I like the smooth front. I really enjoy how it angles better at the back. And the whole section right here, including the little black vent. That turned out extremely nice. So, thanks for watching. I think that's going to wrap it up. And make sure to like and subscribe.